Morning, everybody. So today's video is going to be something a little different. We're going to be doing some maintenance on the Nitro Stampede. Last time I tried to take it out for a spin, it just didn't want to go nowhere, so I thought I had blown the diff. Turns out it was something a little easier to fix, so I'm going to get that on camera for you today. So let's get into it. So here it is, the Nitro Stampede. Now the rear axle pin, stub axle, as you can see, it's completely sheared off from the rest of it. You can see there's the rest of the axle, and the stub itself ripped out. It happens often. You know, that's just what happens with these old plastic Traxxas drive shafts. It happens, you know, just after a long time of wear and tear. If I can get the light to show in there, you can see it's just pretty worn out inside there. So we're just going to pop this one off, put one of these new ones on, and while I'm in there, I'm going to swap the... Still was running these old wheel bushings instead of wheel bearings, so we're going to swap those out while we're in here on both sides. So let's get into it. Alright, so here we go. Now, this is a fairly easy truck to work on because, again, it's just a two-wheel drive Nitro Stampede. So we're going to get our stub axle, our new one, out of the package. Keep all our hardware organized and out of the way. We're not going to need this bushing anymore or the old stub axle, but we're still going to need the pin, the wheel hex, and the wheel nut. Now, the package comes with two new pins. If the old one isn't bent or ruined, I don't bother swapping it, so we're going to go into the toolbox here and grab, if I can find the damn thing. Now, if you don't have one of these little tools, get you one, because it is one of the easiest tools to use when it comes to replacing these stub axles. It just slides in here, you twist it a bit, and out she comes. There's the olds, and here comes the new. Now, sometimes getting these new ones on, it's a bit of a pain in the ass, so if you get yourself some needle nose pliers, you can apply just a little bit of pressure. You can see, grabbed it there and there, put a little bit of pressure on it, and now that side went in fairly easily. Now I grab this tool again, but instead of twisting and pulling, this time we just push like so, and generally they just pop in like that, and there you go. This drive shaft is now 100% usable again. Brand new stub axle. Simple and easy, only took a few minutes to do. Now here's where the real pain in the ass starts. It's not hard, it's just, it takes a while, because now in order to get this back in here into the hub carrier, you need to undo one of these things. Usually it's the easiest to undo this camber link here in the back, because it's just the one screw right here. Undo this link. Just takes a couple of seconds with a screwdriver, or if it's you have a newer version, or you updated all the hardware to Allen screws. So there's that. Now that that can rotate, you just slide your half shaft back in line with the other one, and now you can equip it and slide it in there. However, like I said, we're replacing these bushings with bearings, so gotta get the other bushing out. So each one of these hub carriers comes with 2 of those brass bushings, or again, if you have a newer model, most of them come with bearings already installed. However, the Nitro Stampede is an older model and it's a discontinued model, so if you find them, they're not going to have the bearings unless somebody put the bearings in them themselves. You just take 2, pop them in there like so, and then the stub axle slides back into place. You reattach your camber link up top. Again, this process only takes a few minutes. Generally, sometimes getting these stub axles back on can be a bit more of a pain in the ass than, you know, others. Luckily this time I didn't snap the pin or snap the head off of the half shaft here, because sometimes if they're older, they're brittle. They can be brittle, and sometimes the plastic just cracks, and then you have to just replace the whole shaft. Now, drive pin goes in, and if you're not careful, as you just saw, it falls out the other side. So, drive pin is in. Wheel hex. As long as you line it up correctly. There we go. Wheel hex is on. Drive pin is in. Wheel goes back on. Wheel nut. And just like that, the Nitro Stampede is ready to go once more. Now, I could just run it like this, but seeing as how I replaced the bearings on this carrier on one side, I'm going to replace the bearings on the other side, replace the bushings with bearings on the other side, so that way it's even and not one side trying to blow itself up because it's still got those old bushings. So we're essentially going to do the same thing here. We're going to take off this wheel. Now, this time, of course, this stub axle isn't being replaced, so we just take the wheel off. Pop this hex off. Sometimes they get a little stuck. That's where this little tool comes in handy yet again. Just pop that off. Slide out your pin. Take your screwdriver or your Allen wrench if you've updated your hardware. Now on this truck I haven't updated any of the hardware because I haven't had the need to yet. I'm sure eventually I will have to update the hardware because hardware does wear out over time. Now you can see the stub axle is just fine still. So we're going to take our much smaller screwdriver and just push the bushing out one side, push the bushing out of the other side. Now the bushings have been removed. Now we take our replacement bearings, pop one on that side, pop one on this side, get our camber link out of the way, slide the stub axle back in, and reattach the camber link. And just like that, now this truck has bearings on the rear end. Now the advantages of doing the bearings over bushings, I believe I went over this in one of my previous videos when I was upgrading my TT01. I upgraded all the plastic bushings that came with that to, of course, sealed bearings. Now, going from plastic bushings to the brass bushings is a significant upgrade because, of course, plastic wears out faster than brass. Brass is a bit slicker surface-wise, so if you're, if you can test how well something slides on the surface of the brass compared to the plastic might be a little bit better at the beginning, but as soon as that plastic starts to get galled up and marred up from wear and tear, it ends up being worse. The brass lasts a bit longer. Now, going from the brass to actual bearings is just a significant increase in durability. It's not going to wear out as quickly. It's not going to wear out as easily. The truck's going to be able to, there's going to be less tension or resistance holding the wheel back, so as you're trying to get up to speed, it's going to get up to speed a little bit quicker. It's going to go a little bit faster because it's going to have less resistance here. As you can see, that thing spins pretty damn freely, and that's spinning the entire rear end there, the diff and everything else. It's all in there together, so it's a significant upgrade to do to any truck if it doesn't already have the bearings installed. Now, I don't remember if I did the bearings in the front, so while I'm here, oh, I did. I can see, I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera there, but there is bearings installed on the front. Yeah, that tire is a bit out of balance, but the bearing spins very nicely. And it's still going. Legend says it's still going to this day. Good enough. Now, these are all junk. This is junk unless you have, there can be a way to reuse these, so I hang on to those, but the rest of this right in the trash. And that's it. That's replacing the stub axle on a two-wheel drive Nitro Stampede. Now it's the same process for the Nitro Rustler, the two-wheel drive electric Stampede, the two-wheel drive electric Rustler, the Bandit, the Slash, or the two-wheel drive Slash at least. Basically all of the Traxxas two-wheel drives, to replace the stub axle is the exact same process. So hopefully this helps if you're having issues, or if you're a little bit wary about doing the upgrade to bearings from the stock bushings. It's not that hard. It doesn't take that long. Like you can see, it didn't take very long to do in this video. So there it is. And to record that while I was working on it, I was using this tripod. I don't know the brand of it. My better half got it for me on Amazon as a gift, and it has been great. I try and use this thing whenever I can. It works great, and it's very compact, doesn't take up a whole lot of space at all, so this thing's awesome. I use it on with my GoPro cameras, or I have this little attachment that it comes with for my phone. So this little tripod slash kind of works like a selfie stick as well. It's a great little piece. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. As always, if you like this kind of content, feel free to like, subscribe, hit that little notification bell to be notified about all my newest videos. Stay tuned for more. If you got any questions about anything you've seen in this video or any of my other videos, or you just have a RC question in general, Feel free to hit me up in any of the social medias that are going to be linked down in the description below, or leave a comment. I try and check my comments or check any of my social medias pretty regularly, so I can stay up to date and get to any questions if they are asked. So feel free to do so. Have a good day.